Hey folks, Species 7 here. Welcome to the channel, and well, welcome to somewhere in Eastern Europe. In fact, this is the Baldeykino map, and this is the map that, well, I think along with our now longtime friend, the Volksholm map, we will be doing for the next while. This is, as I said, a very Eastern Bloc type inspiration, this map, and is full of muddy terrain, uneven trails, weird looking fields, you know, all those things that make a farmer's life just an absolute nightmare. And on top of it, well, the economy around here is pretty dirt poor, so I've been having a real hard time finding much in the way of decent equipment. Yeah, I know we're allowed to use this thing, although, well, I suppose if she doesn't rot it would work. But other than that, well, let me show you around. This is where I live. It's not bad, actually. I mean, I got, you know, nice bush around here and stuff, so that's cool. So yeah, like I said, we will be spending some time here, and I've decided that basically Kushlingen I'm going to end up dropping. We're going to keep the, like I said, Volksholm. I've updated now to version 1.64, and thanks so much to Bruteman1. He has done a bunch of English translation on it for me, so all the signage and all of that happy stuff is now in English. So it's not only the latest version, it's the latest version in a form that a simple Canadian boy can understand. Well, I guess we better hop in our car here and head off to work. Morning, or Guten Tag, or whatever it'd be around here, I have no idea. Oh, yeah, that's not our car. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. Alrighty, it's not that bad, guys, serious. See, she's very nice little sled, yeah. Listen to the deep rumble. Rum, bum, bum, rum. Yeah. Nobody coming? We can go then? Alright. So, long commute to the farm. It's a big country with a lot of open space, but it is just the kind of map I was looking for. Now, I understand there's been issues or are issues with it. In fact, Rootman downloaded the map and told me when he put it up on the server he fell through the map several times. I haven't yet run into that issue, and from what I understand, that sort of thing only tends to happen out around the forest areas, because the edge of the map is just a painted tree line. So it's one of those things that you can deke through it in certain points, or you could perhaps get behind it if you were coming from elsewhere. So here's our fuel storage. You really got to have good filters on all your gas tanks, or you'll get a lot of rust in your fuel. This is one of our tractors. Nice little used MTZ. MTZ, is it, I believe? Aren't you? No idea. Somebody ripped your name off and stuck it on the side of their car, didn't they? But yeah, not a bad little rig. Got the whole fertilizer spreader on the back of her, ready to go. This is our other tractor, but no, I'm just kidding. We're not quite that far gone. I apparently can't hop over that. But, well, isn't that funny? We don't actually own a front loader. Yeah, we can probably get rid of that. But here's a nice big powerhouse, the big X73. So she's a little rough around the edges, but not bad. Good, reliable tractor. We've got our Iker here. We had this one over on one of our other farms, and she's a pretty stable little thing too. Then we get another one of these guys, but different model. So, not a bad old tractor. And all I could find for a front loader is One of the locals took a one of the big K700s here, the Kiribets, and obviously couldn't get rid of the engine end of it. But since they were drivable forward and backwards by flipping the cab around, he flipped the cab around, managed to get the front end loader parts off an old Volvo machine that was laying around and a bucket from an old cat, and strung this together and put it up for a ridiculously not so bad price. So it's a little funny, of course, because when you get in and look around, well, of course, all your dash components and your passenger are facing that way. But that's okay. She's a fully functional front loader. Cost me, well, I've spent more on a fancy dinner, let's just say that. So she ain't an expensive tractor, but she's going to save us in more ways than one. The only place I could find there is actually a reasonably good Ursus dealer. Not right here, but reasonably good. Unfortunately, again, the prices are so inflated, I kind of had to go bottom line. Now, lucky he had this little Kuhn Baylor sitting there. She ain't quite brand new, but it sat outside for a while. And as you can see, it kind of ruined the paint job. So you got a little bit better deal. Still way more than I would have paid for it. And then a couple of brand new bits of Ursus. We got a bale wrapper here. And this bit of gear, which I think we're just going to get rid of. This is an auto stacking unit. I have no use for it at the moment. We can't afford things like that. I'd prefer to get a few more utility tools for this thing. So this is going to be doing a lot of our front loader duty. So yeah, like I said, I might just get a few more parts for that and get rid of that other guy. Because yeah, I don't really need an auto stacker. We're not going to be doing enough bales to worry about it. Here's our truck. Not bad, ain't no Kamaz. Shit's for that bigger trailer across the road there that we get to use, so. Speaking of trailers, these are our trailers. A couple of Deschaines. So they're not bad, they're 7-ton trailers, they'll work. But the absolute pride of our fleet, now here's our mowing unit. You've seen this guy before. We got an old E302. So it'll certainly do the job, at least any job we need done. We only have 10 cows and 10 sheep, so grass isn't going to be that big an issue. Milk and water we're going to handle with this old guy. She's pretty sweet. You may remember this one actually from an old playthrough on FS13. Textures have been improved, the whole vehicle's been improved, pretty much. But as I say, pride of our fleet is our combine harvesters, of course, and we're lucky enough to have 2 of them. They are identical. Here you go. No idea. I don't read Cyrillic, but I think basically the reason I got 2 is because if a belt breaks on one of these, I can look at the other one and figure out where the heck it went. Because these things are like movie cameras more than loader or combines, but they do work, and they're actually pretty darn cool. So. Except for that, they've got probably the worst sound file of pretty much anything I've ever heard in this game. But beyond that, she does work. And if you actually engage the head... Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'll explode if I don't undo that hitch before I engage the head. You'll see that all this fancy stuff, it actually works. I'm going to get you up here at the top of the ladder when you get out, so I guess you don't get caught up in all these things. But look at this. Isn't that absolutely brilliant? You can see all of it working, man. But you can see what I mean if I ever break one of these things, you know. Big tensioner there, of course, it stops it all where it should be, but you ever break one of these things, awful nice to have a second one to look at. I mean, good lord. Wow. Anyway, yeah, these are our harvesters. They ain't big, and they don't do corn. Not really sure what we're going to do about corn at the moment. Now, So yeah, that's the main host of the equipment, I do believe. Now, we will be able to move up from these things, of course. I do have a couple of others. There's not a lot of really cool Eastern European gear out there. Like, we've got this Einzi 1200. Apparently, she's an old Russian one as well. It's a neat bit of gear and has a little bit bigger whatchamacallit, header for her. I mean, not huge, nothing like we've been using in the other places, but certainly would be an improvement. But we're looking at 57K, right? Our little guys here were only 35 a piece, you know, and 2,500 for the headers. And if we can get up to that, probably once we get a little bit of money in our pocket, now ignore what's up here, that's not actually ours. Once we do get a little bit of money in our pocket, we might be able to move up to these Litas. They're cheap as heck, they're kind of a crap harvester, but they're, you know, they're going to get us a step up from these guys, so we'll have to see from there. Some of the stuff I couldn't find, really old gear like cultivator and things like that, is going to be relatively new, or at least modern. And like I said, we did manage to get a bit of this gear. I am going to get rid of that. So the map itself, let's oh, I've got my HUD off, so obviously you can't see the map. There we go. I didn't know it would actually turn the map off as well, to be honest with you. There we go. They are fairly large fields, which again is going to mean that we're going to have to work pretty hard. Now, I'm going to buy us one field close to the map. When you first start, you don't start with a field, which is kind of odd. And although Bruteman mentioned starting with a very generous supply of equipment, I don't really remember what was there. I either sold it all immediately or didn't actually have any when I came in. But I find that happens sometimes when you try and run more than one map. Oddly enough, when you load a brand new one, sometimes it'll come in without the default equipment. It's like it's already written it over for the other maps, so, you know, bugger you. But, yeah. It is a reasonably large map, and as I said, the terrain and the grounds around here are just amazing. Like, there are places literally where you're going to go, well, I guess I have to unhitch my tractor here and go back and get one of the other ones because I'm so hopelessly stuck in the mud at the side of the road that I'll never move again. Yeah, it can get like that. It seriously can. Like I said, there are a few things I do need, like a smaller front loader. I still can't figure out what the heck I was doing with that stuff, but let's have a look here. Yeah, there is beef and pig on this map as well. Yeah, like I said, we have like a relatively newer cedar, again a coon, and then Cuivon, I guess. I don't know, my guess, it's probably not even close, it's probably Kivigné or something, but that's our cultivator. As you can see, I don't actually have a front loader, so I'm not sure why we have that. Okay, that. Okay. Maybe I thought we did have a front loader. I don't know. And we're going to sell that. We will, like I said, need one, and we have the bale extension. The other thing we'll be doing on this map that we won't be doing as I go ahead on the Vauxhall map is we will be doing the apple and ROS fruit mods here, but just the fruit mod parts of it. We will have some trees up, we will have an appropriate trailer, and probably the juice factory, and that'll be it. We will also be doing a couple of other different factory type things here to try and make a bit of money. One of them is a place we can sell manure and slurry in exchange for our fuel for our machines, and it's basically a biodiesel. And the other one, I believe we can do the same thing on a cash basis, sell little bits of crop and stuff that they will tear down into a biodiesel product and pay us the cash for. So But there you go. So from this point forward, basically, I think last night I put an episode of Kushlingen up. I think so. Might have been the night before. I might have got another Fortress Craft or something in between. But we will have, of course, a much bigger look at this map. See, here's a typical example of this terrain. Now we can go up here onto this nice paved road. Yeah, okay. Our other choice was to drive through this truly trenched out mucky zone here, and these have a lot of hidden surprises in them, places you don't think the muck is that deep. It can be, so yeah. But as you can see here, this is the sort of terrain we're looking at. You know, abandoned old cow shelters that basically not of much use. You could maybe hide a few things back here. I don't know what. Terrorists. I believe we have a grass sell point or storage point here. Same with hay. So, I don't think there's any actual forest trees on the map at this time. This is our actual cows, is it? Yeah. This is the cow bunker that's actually working. So you can see here, and as I said, I think we have 10 cows. So, yeah. Not a whole bunch, but good enough. It's a fine little start. And, yeah. So, Baldykeno, folks. It is going to be a bit of a tough go, but we are going to do it. So, till next time, if you enjoyed the video, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. And take care of each other, folks. Till next we meet. This has been Species7 for Farming Simulator 15. Have a look at our new Baldykeno map. Take care of each other, folks. Ciao for now.